What's up, guys? Did some progress here on the Xbox One S water-cooled. I used my multimeter to find a 5-volt source and 12-volt source. I've still heard from people that even when they just hooked up LEDs to the DVD drive that they have noticed, maybe not right away, but eventually it losing some power. And I'm not too worried about that with like video games, but because this system has 4K and putting 4K movies in it or something, I wouldn't want to risk it taking power from that. So I have hooked everything up to the where the stock fan would plug in. That's where the pump's hooked up to. I found the wire. It is the second one from the front, is a 12 volt. And what's nice about that is, if you've noticed, when you turn your Xbox off, the fan will stay on for a minute or two, depending on how long you had it on. And that's also nice so that once I turn the system off, the pump will still be pumping fluid through it for a little while after to cool it off. I have it hooked up to this cable here so that I can plug and unplug the pump when I'm testing it, and if there's no fluid in the system, you don't want the pump to run without fluid in it. I did get a splitter for this because this is where I'll also plug the fan in that's on the radiator, so I can plug them both into there. It'll also help with designing these. You got to do it in a way so that you can put the system together and take it apart without having to cut wires or tubing or anything. I also found the wires here off the hard drive. You can see there it does say 5 volt. Luckily these are actually colored, so that made it easier. The blue wire on there is 5 volts that turn on with the system and turn off with the system. That's what I have the temperature display hooked up to. I do have, this is like the test loop here. Obviously it's not how it's going to be, but wanted to make sure that the pump worked and everything. Let's see. Go ahead and turn the TV on. I have it hooked up to the TV just to make sure it's still turned on and everything worked, which is a good idea with doing any sort of modifications before you put it all the way back together, just to make sure you didn't plug anything in wrong or anything like that. The power supply is still on the outside of the system. It's not that big of a deal, but I'll go ahead and plug it in, and you'll see as soon as you plug in the power supply, the pump turns on, and the fan would also turn on. Obviously it's not plugged in right now. I just have a fan right here, just because the fan's obviously not installed. So, because you still want airflow going through it. Obviously this is going to be water cooled, but the other components still need to be cooled. That's why the fan will be sitting right over here on top of the system. See it turned back off. Have the pump plugged in. Go ahead and see it turning on there. Got water flow. And there it goes. Everything's still working. Right now the temperature display is not working. I forgot to hook the ground back up. The pump here is just grounded to the metal casing. With the temperature display, I do have the positive hooked into the blue wire here, but I still got to put the ground wire into the black wire. I just want that one wired in straight to the wires, no ground into the chassis. There we go. Go ahead and shut it off. There you go. And as you can see, now that it has powered down, the pump does stay on for a short while. And like I said, the fan will stay on too until it completely powers down in 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how long it's been on, and they both shut off. So that's it, the testing. Now I'll get to work on getting the pump installed on the inside and figuring out what other fittings I'll need to order to do the final project. I'll probably do one more video showing the final assembly and then obviously the finished product. Any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.